when your vagina isn't healthy.
The hair a desert dry, it can feel itchy, it can feel raw, it feels like your labia are stuck together. It can be like your underwear sticks to your labia. Like that is a not normal symptom.
Are you a gibbler or are you a puffy?
The inside of the vagina is like the inside of your mouth. Look at your vulva once a month, like what's going on down there. And if you don't know what your normal is, you can't know what your abnormal is. Like the whole external portion. That includes your mons pubis, where pubic hair is, your labia majora externally. So
all vaginas are beautiful, right? How do you know if your vagina is healthy? Like what happens when your vagina isn't healthy? What are like some red flags?
So we're talking a little bit, so when we think of the vagina is a muscular canal that the opening is kind of what we see at the external portion of the pelvic floor, where we would insert a tampon or insert something into the vagina like a speculum, penis, dildo. But the muscular canal is muscle, which is part of the pelvic floor complex. So there's two different things I would think about. And then one, from a vaginal perspective, like healthy mucosal tissue, I always tell people the inside of the vagina is like the inside of your mouth. So if you feel like a canker sore inside your mouth, like if you feel like a soreness, a rawness, something sensitive, irritating on the inside of the vagina, that's an issue I would tend to. I would go check in with your gynecologist. If you have vaginal dryness, so we go through different cycles monthly where every month actually, where our estrogen surges right around ovulation, it dips back down, then you go through a slight surge again right before menstruation. When you go through those surges, you're going to have more discharge. So it's going to look like egg whitey, kind of like goopier discharge. And then you'll have some lighter, clumpier discharge when you get closer to your period. But if between those, you have extreme vaginal dryness where it's like Sahara desert dry, it can feel itchy, it can feel raw, it feels like your labia are stuck together. It can be like your underwear sticks to your labia. Like that is a not normal symptom. So you want to have enough natural lubrication, even outside of ovulation or arousal, where it should feel like the inside of your mouth, like there's moisture there. Pain with sex is another one or pelvic examinations or tampon insertion where it can either feel like you're hitting a wall, and that can be muscular if you can't get something past the opening. It can feel painful with deeper insertion, like your partner's hitting something or it's tender or bruisey, and that's a more muscular issue. Or there can also be dryness and rawness, even some mild bleeding that would be a sign of potentially low estrogen or some dermatological conditions like lichen sclerosis or lichen planus. So I actually tell people to like look at your vulva once a month, like get a mirror, because we don't even know what's going on down there. And if you don't know what your normal is, you can't know what your abnormal is. Like the color should be pink on inside the labia. You have two sets of labia. Sometimes labia can start to resorb, and that's a sign of like lower estrogen or a dermatological condition. So like look at your labia, look at your clitoris. Can you pull the hood back and see it? Can you, like open up the labia and see what your like urethral opening, vaginal opening look like? Like just know what your normal is so that you know what your like abnormal would be.
Okay, wait. I love that you brought up the mirror thing, because I feel like so many people haven't even done that once. Like, I don't think I've done that like until I was an adult, and I was like, oh my God. I had no idea that that's what that looked like.
Right.
So anyways, I'm just so glad you brought that up.
Yeah. And also something I want to comment on, and I want you to talk more about this, is amongst my friend group, okay, we have this joke where we talk about our labia and our vagina, and we say, are you a gibbler or are you a puffy? And so I don't think a lot of people realize. Yeah. So I don't think people realize that like your labia can look all sorts of things. So what we joke as, again, these are non-medical people, and we think it's really funny that to compare our vaginas is, a gibbler is when it kind of looks like a turkey neck. Your inner labia, your labia minora kind of comes through more than your outer labia majora. And then a puffer is when your lips, your labia majora, is bigger. So could you talk a little bit more about the physical attributes of your vagina, your labia, your vulva, and like what that means?
So the vulva is like the whole external portion. That includes your mons pubis, where pubic hair is, your labia majora externally. So the labia majora are the ones with hair on them. They're kind of the bigger, puffier ones that you're talking about in the puffers. And then the labia minora are the thinner inner lips, which are hairless. And again, these are like layers of protection. Think of it like peeling layers of an onion. Like there's just more layers there. And so, but labia, it's like feet, or it's like you have different sizes, different shapes, different widths, different textures, it's different colors. So there is like no quote unquote normal. Some people have like one side is larger than the other. Sometimes people do have like a thinner labia minora internally, but kind of like larger labia majora. So it totally varies. And it's one of those things that, again, I think that when you see different types, which we don't see each other's vulvas, like, I don't know what any, I mean, I know what my patients look like, but so you don't know kind of what's normal for you and what's normal for other people, but there are all walks. And the only thing I would say is there are cases where it's bothersome for people. So people have larger labia and it's like irritating. They can't work out, they can't wear pants. And that's something where I'm like, okay, you can get it addressed surgically. It's not common that that's necessary, but it's more functional. I don't want people to think that they need like a cosmetic procedure for their vulva or vagina. It's much more functional if it's causing you pain or irritation.
All vaginas are beautiful, right?
Yeah, and they have like amazing functions. I mean, the pelvic floor, it's like literally helps us hold and pee. And then when we sit down, the muscles relax to empty. Vaginas, it's like our pelvic floor muscles support growing babies during pregnancy and then relax for a vaginal birth. Or, it's what we, every month, if we have a menstrual cycle, it's like your vagina has to be relaxed and all of these things. So it's like we use this all throughout our day and our life. And that's why I'm always so cautious about, like, I don't want people to think it's like gross or icky, or it's like a part of our body, like an elbow, it's like, I don't look at my elbow like that's an ugly elbow. Like that's got a lot of skin fold on that elbow. It's like, it's just an elbow. It's just a body part, right? But it's very functional. And if we think about it that way, I see it kind of demystifies it and destigmatizes it.
Oh, I've had some patients disappointed in their elbow, but you're right. Like we shouldn't be disappointed.
I should pick another body part then.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.